Hey guys, today I'll be showing you how to do a Stretchy IK setup. So let's go ahead and get started. Here in the top view I'll create 3 joints. Let's go ahead and name these joints. So this will be up arm joints. Going down. This will be elbow joints, and this will be our hand joint. Alright, first thing we need to do is to measure the distance between the shoulder and the hand. So let's go ahead and do that. Go to create, measure tools, distance tool. Just snap anywhere, and holding the V key, snap to the joints. And here is the length between this joint and that joint, the distance. We need 2 more distances. We need one that measures the distance of the up arm, and the one that measures the distance of the low arm. So let's go ahead and do that. Just hold V and click on that locator. It'll automatically calculate the distance from this locator, and just let's click here and enter. So snap that here. Let's go back into our measure distance tool and click. So here we have our 3 distances. The main distance, the up arm distance, and the low arm distance. Let's go ahead and name everything in our scene. Let's call this shoulder block. Call this hand block. Call this elbow block. Let's just reorder these. Okay. This will be our arm dist. This will be our up arm dist. And this will be our low arm dist. Alright. The next thing we'll have to do is to create an IK handle. Let's go ahead and reset that. We want to use the RP solver, the rotate plane solver. We'll just make one like that. Let's call it our arm IK. Let's go ahead and turn that under our hand locator, because that's the one that will be driving it for now. So if we have the hand locator selected, you can see that our IK moves properly. As you notice, it doesn't stretch. So let's go ahead and set up the stretch. Alright, let's go into our hyper shade, and let's show just the work area. Alright, we need okay, this is the concept for stretching. We will be using translates instead of scales, because that cause less problems, or I should say no problems, compared to the scale. Especially when you have a IK, FK, arm or leg setup, and you try to do matching in between, and just your geometry can go nuts sometimes when it's working with a scale, and it's harder to paint weights and all that. So, in order for this to stretch, what has to happen is that we have to have a condition that states when this distance gets past a certain point, tell these joints, this joint and that joint, to to increase the translate x value. How do we do that? Okay, that's why we made this distance and that distance. Let me demonstrate you what I'm talking about. Okay, we need to get the sum of these two distances. If you select the distance nodes and you click down arrow, you'll get the shape nodes. That's what we need. We don't need the actual distance node. We need the shape node of the distance node. That's what carries this number right here. So we have these two shapes right here, and let's go ahead and get the sum of those. I will just use a plus minus average node to get that quickly. So we were gonna plug in the distance into input 1D0 and distance input 1D1. Alright, and as you see, these values are plugged in right here. It's calculating the sum of them. Let's get that sum into a multiply divide node. Let's get the output 1D into input 1x. Here in attribute editor, as you can see, we have the sum between those two shapes, between these two joint segments. Let's go ahead and copy this value into input 2, and let's delete the plus minus average node. So this multiply divide node will be the node that will tell the condition. Actually, that will tell the other multiply divide nodes by how much should the translate x be multiplied when the joints start to stretch. Okay, for that we'll need the operation to be divide, and input 1 it will have to be the distance between the up arm and the hand. So here's our distance node. Plug that into input 1x, and here we have the first step done. Let's go ahead and make two more of these. Okay, let's rename these quickly. Let's call this one stretch malt. Let's call this one up arm stretch. Let's call this one low arm stretch. Okay, we'll need to plug in the output x of stretch malt into up arm stretch. Input 1x. Let's do the same thing for the low arm stretch. There we are. We need to set these values to multiply, and we need to get the current translates of the joints. Translate x. Okay, so translate x of elbow joint is 4.735. Let's get that value, put it into the up arm stretch. Let's do the same thing for the hand joints. 5.483. Put that in right here. Okay, now the output of these two guys is going to have to go into our condition nodes. So let's go ahead and set those up right now. We need 2 condition nodes. Okay, this one will be called up arm condition, and this one will be called low arm condition. Let's see what it has. As the first term, the second term, the operation color if true and color if false.